behind me. Now, how much do they make your mouth water? Now, these are all dishes from the heart-healthy Mediterranean diet. And today, you're going to learn how to make them in record time because the queen of the kitchen is here. You know, and the reason I love the Mediterranean diet is not just because of the taste. I love the fact that it lowers the risk of heart disease.
That's right.
I love the fact that it helps your brain function. And because of all that, you live longer.
That's right.
You get to be 84 and look beautiful and have everything intact and your heart's
be
healthy.
able to have a conversation. Exactly. You have a lower rate of dementia if you eat diets like these.
I still love when my parents give me a hard time. It means they got it. They're sharp.
That's right.
still.
That's right. I'm
All right.
afraid of my mom when she's 84. She could take me easily.
But here's the problem that I'm hearing, and I'm not sure you're hearing it from your guests, but I suspect as well. Everyone likes the Mediterranean diet conceptually, but they're not sure they can actually follow it. They don't quite know how to make it an automated part of their life.
Right.
So you, even in upstate New York and in Cape Cod, you can figure out how to do it. So today, Rachel and I are going to do something that we've never done before. We're going to simplify how to stock your pantry. So all you've got to do, ready?
Okay.
Ta-da.
Ta-da. I don't want to knock anything over.
We'll give this to you in your pantry, add a couple fresh ingredients to someone you're hungry, and you're golden.
Right. I really believe that the building blocks are very simple, and there are quicker alternatives to these. Like in my family, we always bought dried grains and beans, but you soak them overnight and you have to have the time to cook them. Of course, you can get all of these in cans, so your quick go-tos when you come home are olive oil, of course.
Yeah, actually, like I said, this is...
Yes. The most essential ingredient.
Yes, not surprisingly, her favorite ingredient, I think probably mine as well. So this is number one on the pantry list.
Number one has to be olive oil.
Plus, it's practical. If we start with olive oil as our staple, come on over here.
Okay.
Let's talk about the dollar stretchers.
All right, now, this is very important.
Yeah, but I don't want you all thinking you can't afford the Mediterranean diet.
You can.
It's not some shishi thing. We're talking about white beans and canned tomatoes and farro, simple stuff.
Right. Grains, all grains, when you buy them in the grocery store, they're going to cost you more in a package than they would in bulk bins. Mm-hmm. So start in your bulk food section. Whenever you're shopping for any ingredient for whatever diet you're following, always shop high and low and never in the middle. The middle, those are the slotting fees that are paid. Your best bargains will be on the top and the bottom shelves, and you always compare unit price.
Yes.
Not the price on the package. Compare unit of measure price. Now, dried beans and grains, okay, pearl barley, farro, chickpeas, white beans, borlotti beans, all of these you can get an equivalent in a can or even partially cooked in pouches. If you have very little time, you can pay for that convenience. You can still get very inexpensive canned beans if you don't have time to cook them. But the point of these is high protein, high fiber, nutrient dense. All of these things can give you great nutrition for no money. If you're going to buy canned tomatoes, buy the best price. If you're going to buy Italian tomatoes, this San Marzano thing that everybody's crazy about, make sure you're not getting ripped off. Tomatoes are great for you, great for your body, great for your mind, but make sure you're not getting ripped off. So many companies will trick the consumer by using San Marzano in the name of the product, but if you look on the back, if it doesn't say DOP or made in Italy, it's not. Right, it's a domestic tomato that you're simply being overcharged for.
But once again, at a high level, this can already be in your pantry.
These are your go-tos. You come home and you always have something you can make for dinner between grains and beans and olive oil and tomatoes and garlic. You can make a million meals out of that. You know what I mean?
Medically sound. Now,
medically sound.
Now, after that, you got to get some fresh ingredients. So Rachel's list includes this all the colors of the rainbow.
I think that when it comes to the produce department, you don't need a multivitamin if you eat the rainbow. And these are foods that activate your brain power, dark leafy greens especially, kale, spinach, all of your dark spicy greens, escarole. One of our first meals as children was minestrone, beans and greens. Those were our first two building blocks, white beans and escarole or kale soup. That was one of your very first meals as a child. Your parents were having wine, meanwhile. Oh, we were having wine, too. That was my first word. It was in my bottle. My grandpa would put water and a little bit of his wine in there. So, beets are another one. And you know this, the beet greens you get, but the beets themselves, beets Colorful peppers, so sweet or hot peppers, beets and dark greens, they're all activated by the olive oil. They're fat-soluble nutrients, right?
It helps you absorb it, the lycopene much more powerfully, which is again why I don't know who thought
Great
about
for brain
this.
power.
Yes.
Right.
And one other point of interest about you. You eat your salads before or after your main course? After.
Always after. You know, it's a digestive thing, quite frankly, but you know, we would put them out on the table at the same time, but we all eat our salad after dinner.
Yeah. I love it. She knows all this stuff. really Mediterranean. All right, last part. Again, if you're the must-have part of the diet, I think, are the proteins and the healthy acids. And we don't get the proteins in the Mediterranean diet the way most of you get them from. So please walk us through this.
You know, another important source of protein and an important, this is a place where I would spend an extra few pennies at the grocery. I like blue or green shell or brown shell eggs. Why? Because white shell farm factory egg, the yolks are pale in color, the shells are thin because the animals are not healthy. And this is another thing that your brain activates better if you're eating a lot of eggs. And eggs are another great source of protein and nutrients for not a lot of money. So eggs and beans and grains, huge part of our diet. And essential in our diet, essential, is fish, seafood. Sardines, my favorite sandwich in life. Fresh seafood. Again, good fats, good for your body, and all kinds of acids. Vinegar and lemon juice, we use a ton to break down animal fats when we do eat it.
One other question, sardines, which I happen to love as well. Are your mercury levels okay?
I don't know that I've ever checked them. How do you do that?
We could do that later today, but
Okay.
I'll tell you why I bring it up. My mercury levels are so high, the State Department of Health wrote me a letter.
Are you kidding?
Yes, because I eat a lot of fish. I found out that sardines, anchovies, they have almost no mercury because they're young fish. So I've moved from big fish to small fish.
I love sardines.
Yeah.
I put them on the grill. I roast them in the oven. Pasta con sarde is one of my favorites. Stale bread and sardines makes me cry because it makes me think of my grandpa.
I remember the little Rachel eating her sardine sandwich. I'll never forget. Thank you for watching. Don't forget to subscribe and turn on notifications so you never miss out on new videos to live the good life.